Hello everybody, welcome to Totally Tabled. My name is Shaggy, and today I'm doing a full solo playthrough of Ginkgopolis. This is a game that I absolutely love, and it's been out of print for a really long time, but it's back. It has a really fun, quick playing solo mode that I don't think a lot of people know about, so I wanted to feature it here. Now I've got everything set up for the solo game. You basically set up like you're playing a two-player game. You get your 3x3 grid here of the 1, 2, and 3 tiles in the 3 different colors. And you have all 12 of the urbanization tokens put around the side in alphabetical order. You then want to shuffle up all the rest of the tiles, and you want to remove 6 tiles from the game without looking at them. You just shuffle those up, put them off to the side, and then draw 6 of them, which I've already done. You then want to shuffle up your starting deck. This deck is basically just made up of cards that represent these 9 tiles, as well as the 12 urbanization tokens. You want to shuffle that up real good, and then we're going to immediately discard 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And each round, we're going to be shuffling up this deck, and each round we're going to discard 7 cards right off the bat. That's something you do in a 2-player game. All the rest of the cards you want to keep in a deck off to the side and keep it in numerical order. We also get to start with 6 points and 6 resources. And then you just want to get another group of resources in another color for the AI opponent, who's called Hal. Hal is super easy to take care of. You'll get to see all of that in action, but we get to be first player. So the first thing we do is we draw 3 cards. And then we give Hal one face down that he'll get to play, but we get to act first. We're going to pick one of these cards to play, and then the others will get discarded. And there's really 2 different types of cards in the game. There are these urbanization cards, which have a letter that represents one of the urbanization tokens. And then there are building cards, which represent one of the buildings that's in play. And each of these cards you can play in one of 2 different ways. You can either just play the card by itself, or you can play the card with one of your tiles. Playing a card with one of your tiles means you're going to be building. You're going to be adding to the city here. When you play on an urbanization card, you're going to be expanding the city. But if you play on one of your building cards, you're actually going to be building the city up. When you play a card by itself, you're actually exploiting the city. You're going to get to see all of that in action. I'll explain it as I'm doing it, as we play through the game, like I usually do. So right off the bat here, I have to decide which one of these cards I want to play. And I think I'm going to play this card right here. I'm going to actually play it with this red tile right there. So what this means is on this building right here, I am building it up. So we put the tile on top of the 2. We put a construction marker on the spot. And because now this is 2 floors high, I have to put 2 resources on it. Just like that. Keep in mind, I could have used any color of tile that I wanted. It didn't have to match. But if I use a different color than the one that I'm covering up, I have to discard an additional resource as a penalty. Furthermore, if I played a tile whose number was lower than the tile underneath it, I would have to lose victory points equal to the difference. So in general, you want to try to play a higher number than the previous one. So luckily, I didn't have to suffer any penalties doing it the way that I did. And when you build up, your reward is that you get to keep the card, put it off to the side, and now I have a special ability on this card. In the future, when I perform this action, which is the urbanization action, I'll get a resource as a bonus. So great, that was it. That's my turn. These get discarded. And now Hal gets to go. Hal is very simple. He's just going to use the card that you drew for him. And he's always going to build. So you always just draw a random tile. So because this is a building card, he is going to do exactly what I did. On the 3 spot, he's going to cover it up with that 4, put a construction marker, And again, because it's too high, he puts 2 resources on it. Now, unlike us, Hal has all of his resources available to him. He doesn't have to worry about that. We only have 4 of ours available. We have to make more available so that we have them to spend. Hal also doesn't care about any penalties related to playing a lower number or a different color. Hal just gets to do whatever he wants. And then, just like us, Hal does get to keep this card off to the side, but Hal will never get any bonuses associated with these cards. These are just there for in-game points. So in fact, I'm just going to turn it over and put them into a pile. We're not going to have to deal with those until the end of the game. And there we go. That was the first turn. We now just get to draw 3 more cards, and we get to go again. Okay, round 2, and I think I want to do pretty much exactly what I did last time. I want to build, and we'll use this tile right here. So this is going to go on the 2 building, put a construction marker, 2 stories high, so we put 2 resources, and we get this card. And it's the same thing. Same action now, anytime we urbanize with a tile, we'll get an extra tile and an extra resource. So that's going to be really nice. Those get discarded. And now Hal goes. And Hal is going to urbanize on the C location. So again, you grab a tile. You place the tile where the C token is. You also do a construction marker. And because it's only 1 story high, you just put 1 resource on there. And then we get to decide whether we want to put the C there or there. It's got to go adjacent to the tile. I'm going to put it over here, I think. And now when you urbanize, rather than getting to keep this card, the card actually goes back, gets discarded. But your reward is you get to sort of activate the tiles that are orthogonally adjacent to it. And right now, this is the only tile that's orthogonally adjacent to the one you just placed. Because this is 2 stories high, you can see here with the 2 resources on it, Hal would normally get 2 of whatever that building produces. And it's the red resource building. So normally it would get 2 resources if it were a human player. Hal doesn't collect resources or tiles, only points. And so Hal's going to get 2 points instead. Anytime Hal is going to collect something through urbanization, gets points. And there we go. That is round 2 done. It is that simple. Now, as you can see here, we're running low on resources. And so it might be time to urbanize, sort of like what Hal just did. Yeah, I definitely want to urbanize. Do I want to urbanize on A or E is the question. Let's go ahead and urbanize on E. And we can pick any color we want. I'm going to do this yellow one right here. So 1 story, we got to put 1 resource on there. We don't get to keep this, but we get to earn whatever is adjacent. In this case, this is a victory point tile, and it's only 1 story high, so we get 1 victory point. It's the only adjacent tile. But we also get our bonuses from our cards. We just did this action, so we actually get to draw an additional tile at random. Okay, we got a blue 5. And we get a resource. There we go. So we'll get these bonuses anytime we do that action. These go away. And now Hal is going to be urbanizing again, this time on B. Wow. This is bad. And that's adjacent to 2 different things. So 1, 2, 3 is going to get 3 victory points. The reason that's so bad is because we're doing area control out here. At the end of the game, we're going to be scoring different regions. And a region is 2 or more tiles that form a group. So this one right here, this is just a one red area. That's not a region. But right here, we have a 2 blue region. And I'm the only one in here, so I'm ahead in this region right here. I have 2 resources to house 0 in that little blue region. The problem that we have is we now have this huge yellow region all through here. And right now, Hal has 4 resources to my 1 in that massive region. You really want to be winning these regions for the end of the game in order to get those points. So we're going to have to be dealing with sort of trying to either break up that huge region or compete with him in that region. Okay, we just discard that. And the deck has run out. We only got to get 2 cards. So when that happens, we have to reshuffle the deck. But before we do, we take all of these construction markers and we find the cards that are associated with those tiles. And I've already gone ahead and done that. So we have our red 10, the blue 6, and then the yellow 4, 8, 14, and 19. And these cards now get added to this discard. And now we shuffle up all of this. We remove all of these. So now the cards for these new tiles will be coming up in the deck, and we'll have a chance to build on top of those and get level 3s, level 4s. And like I said, every time we shuffle, we always discard 7 cards at the beginning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And now we're going to refill. Okay. Well, we didn't manage to get exactly what I wanted, but this might come in handy. Unfortunately, I don't have any yellow tiles. So if I were going to try to build on top of the 2, I would have to change the color, which would cause me to discard a resource, and then I wouldn't have enough resources to build on. So I can't actually use this right now. I don't have the right tiles. That is definitely a problem. So what we need to do is urbanize. Now we can urbanize on the L or the J. Let's go ahead and urbanize on the J. And we'll use this tile right here. Let's push it out like that. Gonna need 1 resource. And because we're adjacent to a level 1 blue tile, we get to draw another building. Now we have a yellow. And we get our bonus of another tile. Ooh. And a resource. And there we go. Hal's building on that 3 with, wow, another yellow. Oh my goodness. And that's just expanding. Oh, this is not good. It's a level 2. And he gets to keep that card. Oh, wow. So look at this huge area. We have got to do something about that. If we were to build something here of a different color, we could sort of break it up, and that might be helpful. But yeah, that's going to be a huge problem going forward. We got a yellow 4, yellow 8, and a yellow 19. Wow. Wow, this is really interesting. Oh yeah, and Hal's going to get that. So we have a couple of interesting options here. We have this yellow 18, which is very good. So we could build on this 19 with the 18. It would cost us a victory point because we would be building on top of something with a lower number. But it's only 1 away, so we'd only lose 1 victory point. Ooh, I do kind of like that. Okay, we're going to do it. So we're building on top of 19. Now, Hal has one of his markers there. So when you're covering up something like that, your opponent gets the marker back, and they get a victory point for each resource that you kicked out. So So we are giving Hal a victory point. But we're now moving in. We have to spend a victory point because the number is one lower. And because it's too high, we put 2 resources on there. And what's really cool is we get to keep this card. And because it has an equal sign on it, this means that at the end of the game, we're going to get 2 victory points for every one of the yellow cards that we have in our tableau. So we are really incentivized to get yellow cards, do yellow building. And I think that's going to be fine because there's a ton of yellow out here right now. So I think that's going to serve us well. And now you can see if you look at this massive yellow region, we're competing a lot better than we were. Hal has 5 and we have 3. We're in a much better position than we were. Now the problem is we are now out of resources completely. And so that is going to be really bad news for us. But hopefully it'll pay off. Okay. Oh no, why? Why does it have to be yellow? Oh man. I think let's move it this way. Oh man, he's really making it hard on us. This is really bad luck. And just getting the 2 victory points there. That could have been worse, but man, we might be in trouble here. We might be in trouble. Now, you've seen building up, you've seen urbanizing and spreading out, and now you're going to get to see just playing a card without using a tile, because right now we have no resources, and you can't really do anything without any resources. So we're going to play one of these cards without a tile. If we played one of these urbanization cards, we could pick either get a resource or a tile, and that's it. You would just get one of those from the supply, and that's it. If we play one of these building cards, we actually get to exploit the building, and we'll get whatever that building produces and the number of it based on how tall it is. Now, in this case, this one that we could use to get resources, which, that's what we really want to get, it's only 1 floor tall. So we would just get 1 resource regardless of which one of these we played. If we were to play this card, we would get 1 victory point. So let's just go ahead and play that one and get our 1 resource. And when you do that, you don't get the card or anything. It's kind of not the best turn in the world. Now, Hal will never do that. He's always going to be building. So he's, oh man. Oh, he is just really coming after us here. That's a D. 1 floor tall, and he's going to get 1, 2, 3 victory points. Oh, this is not going well. We're still ahead in this region, but he's now making inroads. Okay, I'm actually happy to see this number of urbanization cards because we want to urbanize anyway. We only have 1 resource. We could urbanize G, C. Ooh, C looks good. Or H. Yeah, I definitely think we want to urbanize on C there. Let's do it with our 16 of red. We're going to build up this red region. We really want this to be our region. I'm going to push that over there. I could have pushed it up there, but I kind of want to push it this way. 1 resource. And now we're going to get 1 resource from that tile because it's a level 1 red building. And then this one's also adjacent. A level 1 yellow building gives us a point. And we also get our bonuses, which is a tile and another resource. And another yellow one. Okay. Hal, wow, doing more urbanizing. K, and it's blue. Wow, he's getting the exact colors he needs. It's really something. And these 2 are adjacent, so just 1, 2 victory points. So, ooh, Hal has 13 points right now to our 7. He's really pulling away. We get this card, and we're shuffling. We need a red 14 and a red 16. We need a blue 5 and a blue 7. And we need a yellow 17, 18, and 20. Wow, very high cards here. Those are going to get shuffled in. Okay, thanks to some movie magic, we are all shuffled up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Definitely don't want to forget to do that. It's very, very easy to. And, oh, yes. Yellow 14 is interesting. Oh, I got to do it. I'm going to lose 2 victory points to do it, but I really want to. Yeah, we're doing this. So we're going to build here. We're kicking out one of his resources, which means he gets a point. It's the same color, so we don't have to pay that penalty, but it's 2 less. So we are going to have to pay 2 victory points. So we actually have less victory points than we started with, but boom, 2 resources. We're out of resources again, too. Oh, what are we doing? And we get to collect this card, which at the end of the game will give us a victory point for every resource that we have on a building that has 2 or less. And so right now, that's a bunch of them. So that could be really good for us. And best yet, we now have 5 influence in this massive yellow region to his 5 influence. We tied it up. So that is something. And this yellow card is worth 2 points to us because of this card. So we spent 2. Hopefully it'll all work out in the wash. We'll see. Oh. And as I say that, look what he goes and does. He's going to build on top of this. Now, it's possible it won't be a yellow tile. So actually, this might not be too bad. Ooh, it's blue. Now, like I said, Hal doesn't really have to pay any penalties for anything he does. He can change colors. He can play any number he wants. It doesn't matter. But he gets to keep this card. Okay, so that didn't really change anything. And that's not even part of a district. So if we look at our districts, we're actually doing pretty well. This blue district, we're winning. The yellow district is tied. This red district, we're winning. And that's not a district yet. So we're actually doing pretty good on the board, even though we're kind of having trouble out here in our tableau. We really need resources. We were hoping to see a red card here. Yeah, I think we're just going to have to play this to get 1 resource, because we really can't do much without resources, unfortunately. So this is the problem with running out of resources. You don't really want to do it. We need to be building this up more. Okay, he's going to be urbanizing I with a red. Ooh, I want this to go over here, maybe. And just getting the 1 point. Okay, that could have been worse. As you can see here, turns are super fast. I'd love to build on this 3, but I only have 1 resource and I would need 2. So we're not doing that. Urbanizing F gets us 3 points. J gives us a tile. And we are running low on tiles, so as much as I would love 3 points, and I could add a yellow here, and I could actually take control of that. Now, that is tempting. Yeah, I think the tile is maybe more important than the points at the moment, so I am going to go for J. We'll move it down here. 1 resource, because it's 1 size high. Getting this tile because of this adjacent building. Okay, we get a red. And then we get our bonuses, which is a tile and a resource. Okay, yellow. So, yeah, we use the J. So urbanizing is good for us because of our bonuses, but we really need to be building to get more bonuses. He's going on to 14, building it up. Oh, another red. Wow. Now, when you kick your own resource out, you don't get anything for that. So we can just put it right back there. It's going to have to make it too high. And he gets to keep this card. That's going to give him victory points at the end of the game. It's the same card that we have. Ooh, okay. Well, no choice here but to urbanize, which is fine. Ooh, D would get me 2 more resources. Yeah, and E, just a point. Yeah, let's do D. Let's come in there with our 15 red so we can sort of add on, get a little bit more influence there. And what are we getting? 2 resources because that's too high. And our bonuses, which are a tile and another resource. So if we finally gotten out of our resource hole here, that's good. Okay. And how? Okay, building on 4. Ah, with a yellow. And that's going to be 3 high now. Kicking himself out, though, so he's only adding 1. But I think that puts him in the lead now. Yep, he's got 5, 6. And I've only got 5. Oof, okay. And he gets to keep this card. Getting a little worried, Now that we have all these resources, this would be a great time for a massive build. Well, this 20 sounds like it might be interesting. Ooh. Well, the problem with doing that is we have very low numbers here. We could not afford the cost of building over that 20. You can see if you can actually get it done, look at the result here. 9 points. But we would be losing more points just to put that there. I don't think that's feasible. I mean, we don't have the points to do it anyway. So, unfortunately, we're going to miss out on that opportunity. We're going to do this 7. So we're kicking this out. We are giving Hal a point, but we're also kicking him out of the region. So now we're the only one in the region, which is actually a really good thing. When you're the only person in the region, each of your influence markers scores double at the end of the game. So it is good to be by yourself in a region. And because we are covering up the 7, we get to keep this card. This is a bonus for when you just play the card by itself and you don't play it with a tile, then we'd get that bonus. So that could come in handy, perhaps. These are going to get discarded. And let's see what Hal's up to. Oh, no. Oh, okay. Well, it could have been worse, but man, this is pretty bad. Let's see. Okay, well, at least he's switching colors here. The problem is he's going to get to keep that card, which is probably going to give him some points at the end of the game. But he's losing influence in that yellow region. So in that way, that helps us. Okay, we get these 2 cards. Man, we were running low on tiles, aren't we? And we got a shuffle. Now, you might be wondering when the game ends. Well, there's 2 ways it can end. If the stack of tiles runs out, that can signal the end of the game. But more than likely, it's going to run out if one of us uses all of our resources. And we're getting fairly close to that, I'd say. So who knows? Let's do a little shuffle break. Okay, 7 discarded. Ooh. I could build on 16 with this 19. I would get my resource and then I'd put 2 out. So I could do that. We're getting really low here on stuff. Urbanizing G, though, gets us 2 points and then some of this stuff. That's not, like, tremendous. Yeah, if I did G, I could put one of these yellow tiles out and now I would be in the lead there. And that is important. Okay, I think that might be my motivation. I'm going to go G, and I'm going to go with that 5. We're going to pull that over like that. And I'm getting 2 points because of that tile. And then I also get my bonuses of a tile. Much needed. Ooh, a yellow. Okay, don't mind that. And another resource. Okay. That wasn't the best thing in the world, but now look at this. 4, 5, 6 to 5 in that yellow region. That's good to see. Okay, what are you doing? Oh, how is... Okay. With a 20, wow. All right, so he's just building up here. Now, the good thing about this is that's not a district yet. So he's not going to be scoring in-game points for those 3 resources. And he's also not scoring for these 2. Or that one. Right? So that's good. We want him isolated into these sort of... in these things that aren't districts, that are just one tile. That's going to be good for us. But he gets to keep this card. That might give him points at the end of the game. Okay. Oh, we got this 20 again. We still... Oh, we got a 13 this time. So we'd be losing 7 points, but gaining 9. Yeah, we don't have the resources to do that. Unfortunately. So we're looking at F. I mean, that's not terrible, is it? Yeah, let's go F, urbanize, with this 7. I mean, we're just adding to this yellow region. We're just adding control. And look at that. We're getting 1, 2, 3 victory points. And a tile and another resource. Oop. Building out on L. Oh, that's unfortunate. Oh, that worked out really good for him because now he combined into this. He's going to be getting 1, 2, 3, 4 points. Give him a 5. Put 1 back. Yeah, now he's sort of... He connected that now into this network. So we're still ahead 6 to 3, but it's not as comfortable as it was. God, these don't help me. I would really love to get C here so I could get some resources. With D, we could expand this red region. That makes sense. Add a little bit more influence there and get some resources. Okay. I think that makes the most sense rather than J. So we're going to go to D. Let's bring it down here. The adjacent tile, we're going to get 1 resource. And then we're urbanizing, so we get these. You've seen this before. Resource tile. Okay, we got some nice big numbers here. That's going to be good for us. Oop, and we're going to let Hal have his turn. Ooh, E. All right, that's at least a good color. And oh, I don't think I could do that. I have to move it up here. Okay. Because E needs somewhere to go, and it's got to go this way. All right. Getting that, and just getting 2 points. Not too shabby. Oh, that's C. Ooh, that's what I wanted. Oh, or B. Oh, B is even better. Yeah, we have to urbanize, but I don't mind B at all. Just keep that yellow region going. And check this out. That's 3 high. That's a red building. That's 3 resources. 1, 2, 3. And that's 2 points. And then, boom, another resource and a tile. We now have mega resources. Whoa, we got big numbers here. I think we can make something happen. Oh, wow, he's building out again on K. Okay, I don't mind that. Don't mind that. That doesn't help him very much. Except that he's going to get 1, 2, 3 points. He's loading up the points over here. But I think on the board, we're doing pretty good. I think we have him pretty tied up here on the board. And we've got mega resources now. We can do something awesome. And ooh, I mean, that's pretty awesome. Now, what makes that less awesome is we'd have to change the color. Oh yeah, we have to do this, I think. This is too good. Okay. Yeah, let's just blow our resources right away. So we're going like that onto the 6th spot. We're changing the color, so we have to discard one of our resources. We're returning 3 of these to him. We're just handing him 3 points on a silver platter. But the effect of that is now 4 stories. Boom. Devastating. And we get to keep this yellow card. So now when we do a build action, we get a point. That's also a yellow card for this, so that's working out pretty well, I'd say. What's Hal doing? Building on the 1. Well, that's kind of annoying. We did good to get our influence into that blue region when we did. Because he just snuck in there and he's going to get to keep that card. Once again, we're out of resources, so we keep doing that to ourselves. Oh, the 15. That's only going to get us 1 resource. Oh, man. That's a shame. We did get a little screwed here. We're just going to have to play that 15. Exploit it, not play a tile. We'll get a resource. And we have this bonus, so we will get a victory point and a tile, which is not a bad thing. Oh, we got a yellow one. Okay, that's good. That's good. How? Building on the 8. Oh, with an 11. Now look at this. He's kicking us out. So we get that back and we get a point. So that is kind of helpful in some ways. This is not helpful though. He's building on there and it's a level 2. And he gets to keep that card. And we're going to be shuffling. Okay. Where are we? This is such a monster. Oh, we cut it off. I forgot about that. Because we played there, we actually split this yellow region into 2 regions. So now we have this southern one and this northern one. Look at this. I'm the only one in control of that. That is really good. Now down here, the problem is he's winning this one, 4-2. So we want to try to do something about that, hopefully. I'm not sure what we could do. And other than that, we're doing pretty well. We're really close to this game being over. Now here's the thing. This game ends when I've placed all of my resources onto buildings. Or if Hal has. But I only have 1 left and 2 up here. So I could end this pretty quickly, hopefully. And that would really be in my best interest, I think. Because I think at the moment, I'm actually doing pretty well. I think I might be ahead at the moment. A lot of crazy things can happen. He can build over things and really change the state of the board right now. So I really want to end this fast. The problem is these cards are not exactly what I was hoping for. K is definitely not where I want to do that. Now, the benefit of doing that would be I would get my last resource. So that could make some sense. I could build on 5. I would actually be getting it back, so I wouldn't be getting too many resources on the board. That would give me a victory point for building. I don't need more in that region. And this, I mean, I could do K just to try to finish the game. But I could also just get a resource and then get a point and a tile, have all 3 of my resources, and just try to finish the game next round. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I really want this game to end because I'm afraid of all the nonsense that he can do. So we're just going to exploit. We're going to get... Well, I mean, we could exploit with the 1, too. It's the same thing. We're going to get a resource. And when we exploit, we also get a point and a tile. Okay. And now, if we can get these 3 resources onto the board, that'll be game over at the end of that turn. The game can also end if the stack of tiles runs out. Okay, Hal, what nonsense are you doing? Yep, that's a little bit of nonsense. Oh, it still is red. Okay, wow. So he's kicking this back to me, so I'll get a point for that. Putting 2 out there, so now we're tied in that region. See, this is the kind of nonsense I'm worried about. Now we're tied in that region, and he's getting this card, which is going to give him points. Ugh, yeah, as this game goes on, these things are going to start happening. So if we can just end this... Oh, the 6 red is so useless. The 1, I mean, that's not useless, but it's not great. It is worth it, though, because it ties up in this region, so we're going to do that. So we're going to build here. 2 resources. We get to keep that card, which is good. Oh, nope, it's for this power. Yep, we get to keep that card. That's another yellow card. And we get to draw a tile. Oh, no, we get a victory point. Okay. That didn't go horribly. Come on, Hal, don't do something crazy. Okay. That's unfortunate. He's kicking us out here. We get a point. Actually, this won't be too bad if this isn't a yellow tile. This is a different color. That's actually going to be good for us. Yes. Because what he's done there is reduced his influence in that yellow region and created something that's not even a district, so it won't even score. So that worked out for us. But he gets to keep that card. Oh, and actually he just reduced... No, he didn't reduce his. He reduced mine. So now it's 4-3. Ah, okay. And he keeps kicking back resources, so I can't end the game. Oh, come on. This is not what I wanted. This was a bad draw. I guess I could use my yellow on the B. I will do the B, and I am going to try to just get a little more influence in here so I'm winning. I think that's probably worth doing. I would get a resource. I do get a victory point. And then I would get another resource, but I don't have one, but I do get a tile. Okay. Well, that wasn't spectacular. 20. Oh, no. Are you kidding? Are you kidding? This is the nonsense I was trying to avoid. This is exactly what I was trying to avoid. And he did it. Oh, that's such bad luck. That is such horrible luck. Let's see if it becomes even worse luck. If this is yellow, this is like the most unlucky thing ever. At least it's not yellow. So he's overbuilding here. Puts 1 out. It's 4 stories. But he's getting this card that's worth 9 points. Oh. Man, that hurt. That one hurt. Oh, I can't replace the 19 with the 20 because I only have 2 resources. Oh, wow. Wow. This has been a kick in the teeth. And replacing the 18 with the 10 loses 8 points. Definitely don't want to do that. Oh, wow. So I guess we're just expanding on L. Yeah, I can't use any of these other cards. Man, we were doing so well, and then it all went terribly. So we're getting 1 victory point, getting 1 tile. We're going to get another tile. And that's it. Oh, God. Oh, oh, are you... No! Twice. I am so glad this was caught on film. This is the most unlucky thing that could possibly have happened. Twice. Twice! God. Wow! Another 9 points. Wow. Yep. Yep. Okay. Oh, and I think I'm not allowed to make it so it has no way to move. So I think I had to put that up there. Oh man, because now we're gonna put this here, I suppose. Yeah, we get a tile, but it's not gonna matter. That's it for me. And H. Oh, there's no tile, so it just gets ignored. All right. There we go. That's the worst luck ever captured on film, probably. I was doing well until that happened. Let's now add up the points here and see just how badly that that cost us the game. Wow. I'm still not over it. It's gonna take a while. I mean, I've had bad luck on these plays before. I've even joked that the board gaming gods want to see me fail on film. And now I'm actually starting to believe it. Before I was just saying that, now I might be cursed. I don't know. In the comments, say whether you think I'm cursed or not. I would really like to know. Okay, so I cleaned up the scores a little bit. I ended the game with 20 points that I got earned during the game. Hal has 28 that he earned during the game. And now we're going to score our cards and the districts. So let's start with the cards. So I have 2 cards that will score end game points. This one is giving me 2 victory points for every yellow card I have. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's going to be 8 points. And then this one's going to give me a victory point for every building that I have on the board that is 2 or 1. And so let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So that's worth 15 points. Okay. Now let's go over to Hal. So those are both worth 9 points right there. So that's 18 just right off the bat. And then he also has 3 more. So he's going to get 3 victory points for every building he has that is 3 or more. And it looks like he's got 2 of those. So that's 6 points. Oh, and then he has the same one where it's 2 or less. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And he's getting 2 victory points for every urbanization power of these cards that he has. So there's 1, 2 of those, so that's 4 additional points. Okay, so that's all the card powers. I have 43 points, and Hal is crushing with 50, 66. So it's 43 to 66. Can I make up those points on the board on these districts? Probably not. Almost certainly not. But let's see what happens. Now, when we're scoring these districts, the first thing we can do is remove all the 1-tile districts because those don't count. Those don't score. So For instance, right here, that's just one tile. We can get rid of that. This one as well. Oh, that up there, that's also just one tile. We also don't need these anymore. We can remove all those just to make things easy to see. What else is one tile? Look at this right here. That's one tile. And that as well. So as you can see, we've removed a bunch of Hal's influence, his resource tokens. He doesn't have a lot left out here. Maybe we can claw this back. Let's see. So let's start with this massive blue region. Now, the way this scoring works is you look at the region, whoever has the most resources there, they're going to score points, 1 point, for every resource that's in the region, including your opponents. Who's ever in second place then just scores their own tokens and nobody else's. In a two-player game, the net effect is that the first player is basically just scoring their own tokens. And so that's how we're going to do it. It's just simpler that way. Also, if you're the only person in a district, you get to score your resource tokens twice. So here in this blue area, it looks like Hal has 5, and I have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 11. So I win, and essentially I am netting 11 points. So I will just add 11 points. Technically, I should be getting 16 and Hal getting 5, but the end result is I'm netting 11. And that is that whole blue region taken care of. Now up here, because we sort of split this region off, we used to have a massive one big yellow region. Now we have 2 little yellow regions. And up here, I am the only one there. And I have 5 tokens. So 5 times 2, I get 10 points for that. Down here in this yellow region, it looks like I actually lost. Hal has 5, and I only have 3. So Hal is actually going to net 5 points. And then in this red region up here, it looks like it is Hal 4 to my 6. So I'm netting 6 points. Now keep in mind, if you were tied for first place, you would look to see who has the tallest building. And if the 2 players were still tied, then you'd look for the highest number. But we didn't have to worry about any of that. So now we can just add up the final scores. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. And Hal has... got what he started with here. That looks like 50, 60, 71. Wow. So there you go. I lost by 1 point. I would have won if we hadn't gotten so unlucky. The most unlucky thing I think that's ever happened, where he drew those 2 20 tiles that not only netted him 9 points each, so that was 18 additional points, but were also the exact color that he needed here. If that had been any other color, oh, wow. Well, there you go. Hashtag the curse is real. And that is a complete solo playthrough of Ginkgopolis. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.